are live. Welcome. My name is Latasha. This is Clara's Revival. I am your certified self revival and master spirit coach. So I'm excited. This is my first live. So bear with me. This is my first time trying this. I'm not that tech savvy. So work with me. Just let me know how my sound is. Let me know if you can see me and engage with me if you were in the building. So I think I have a pretty good topic scheduled for us tonight. We're going to talk about is marriage, is dating for marriage, is it even worth it? Is it worth the trouble? Is it worth the trial and tribulation? Is it worth the time and the effort? And I'm hoping that I'm going to approach this differently. I'm going to approach this um, by asking you to ask yourself this at the beginning and the end. I'm going to ask a few questions that are going to stimulate your mind and to get you to think about marriage as a whole. There's a lot of different ways that we can look at this. We can look at marriage. We can learn. We can learn to have better relationships, positive relationships. So I want you to ask yourself these questions and not be so quick to be swayed by others. This question is something that you really have to get to the bottom of. Do you think relationships are worth it? Do you want a relationship? Do you want a marriage? So it starts there. So give me a moment. You know, I'm a little old school. Let me see. Let me see if there's anyone in the building. Give me a like. I see 3 people in the building. Give me a like. Let me see. Bear with me here. 3 people. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the topic. So the first thing I feel like before we can even talk about is marriage worth it? Is it worth our time? Is it worth our effort? What is marriage? What is marriage? So, according to the dictionary, marriage is a legal or formally recognized union of two people in a personal relationship. Also, when you're thinking about what is marriage, you have to think about what is marriage to you? Why do you want to get married? Why isn't a relationship so important? Is it for the nature of building a legacy? Do you want to have children? Um, is it strengthening your lineage? Is it to build? Is it to grow together? Or are you operating from a place of lack and codependency? Trying to feel a void, trying to feel loved, trying to seek someone's validation. Really get to the bottom of why you want to be married in the first place. I feel like I'm trying to track this camera. um, But anyway, find out why. Get to the bottom of why you want to be married. What does a relationship mean to you? What does that relationship look like? What do you value? Um, what are your needs in the relationship? What do you want from your partner? These are the types of things that we should be thinking about, should have thought about before we can even begin to think about dating for marriage or being in a relationship. We have to get ourselves together. And I think a lot of what the debate is when it comes to relationships is the internal conflict that people have going on. And when you're trying to come together with someone else who has their own internal conflict, it could be a hot mess just depending on how you all are dealing with it. Are you at a piece of healing and at a place to where you can deal with your flaws in a positive manner? So that leads into number 2, what I want to talk about or what I want you to think about when considering marriage. What has changed about marriage? Um, what did marriages look like years ago in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s? Um, Marriages today are more modern. The times are different. Hence the term that we get called modern women. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's sort of a negative connotation that's attached to being a modern woman. But I do understand. I do understand where you're coming from. And I'm not going to say that a lot of the things that are said when it comes to dating advice in the dating world is not based off of facts or not based off of things that men and women are experiencing. But we have to think about the days and the times that we're in. It's 2024. Times have changed. The economy is different. And we live in a day and time to where marriages, relationships look different. We have blended families, different dynamics. And the times have really changed. And it's hard, making it off of one income. Even back in the 50s and 60s, when you had a lot of your industrial or factory type jobs to where one income could somewhat hold it down, a lot of people in the poor or middle class still had to bring in income to work. So, on top of that woman in the 50s and 60s being expected to be in the house, be expected to cook, to clean, to look pretty, just to almost in a sense be a slave to a man. And some women enjoy being domestic. I'm not trying to make it like it's a problem being a housewife, it's a problem being a stay at home wife, but a lot of people have a difficult time with balance. And in today's time where the economy is like it is, you need a couple of paychecks, 2, 3, 4 paychecks just to be able to make it. You really have to look at how the relationship has to change, has to progress to meet the needs of the two people. And I think there are too many people trying to make someone else's shoe fit for their relationship. We have to know what it is that we want for ourselves. So, like I said, the economy is different. And with this, there's a part of me that believes that men, in a way, are grieving the woman from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the more traditional, stay at home, cook from scratch type woman. I think that men grieve that. And I think that, and this is only my opinion. This is my opinion based off of things that I've seen in my own family, based off of things that I've seen in the dynamics of peers around me and their family members. It seems that a lot of men today want that woman from the 50s, 60s, 70s when it's a different time. And a lot of men were pampered to a degree of just being coddled, just being made useless. That's the type of man I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a man who works hard, he's doing his part, he's contributing to the wellness and the relationship of the home. I'm not talking about that type of man. I'm talking about that type of man that has been spoiled so much that he doesn't know how to do his own laundry. He doesn't know how to cook his own meal if he needs to. He's completely dependent upon the woman. And I think a lot of modern women of today are sort of tired of being treated and seen as a maid and not getting reciprocated action. A lot of times women are out here having to take care of the home, work, do everything that the man does and be expected to take care of everything in the home. So you really have to know what works for you. And know that no matter what side of the fence that you're on, if someone in the relationship is taking on more of a responsibility than you are, someone is going to be unhappy, someone is going to be drained, and the relationship is going to be imbalanced. Anyone in chat? 3 people still watching. What's up? Where are you? Who are my 3 people? Where are you from? Say hello if you're not shy. Where are you from? Let me know who you are. Engage with me and give me a like. Give me a like. As I said, this is my first live, so I hope to go live every other Saturday between 6:30 and 7. It may take me about 3 weeks or so to a month to really get a steady schedule with that, but that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming to go live every other Saturday around 6:30 to 7 o'clock. It may be maybe Sunday, every other Sunday. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm working on that. This is going to be a regular thing, going live, and I'm going to try different ways of going live and just see what works for me, and I'm going to have fun with it. So let me look at my list here. Back to what I was saying about how marriage has changed, the type of things that we need to be thinking about when considering marriage. I want to ask the question, is it fair? Is it fair to accept the same type of treatment? And this is for the men and the women. Women, is it fair to expect that man in this economy to bring home everything, to pay for everything financially? If he got it like that, that's a plus. That's a wonderful thing. Nothing against that. But everyone is not operating in this type 1%. Everyone is not quote unquote high value according to the money that they bring in, because that term high value is truly debatable to me. Is it fair to expect men? Is it fair to expect women who are working 10, 12 hours to be able to come home and cook meals every single day while having to maintain the job and do all the laundry and do all the housework? Are you also cutting the grass and mowing the lawn and washing the cars and doing all this type of stuff? In today's day and time, is it fair to want the things from each other, to expect the same things that people got in the 50s, 60s, and 70s? I really want you to think about that. Think about how times have changed, to think about how sometimes you have to move with the times. Like for me, being the private person that I am, it wasn't a goal of mine to be online, to be sharing some of my personal life experiences on this internet. But you know what? To get with the day and the times, you have to be able to market yourself online. You have to get comfortable with using technology. The same thing for when we change, when we evolve as humans. So that brings me to the number 3 question or thing that I want to talk about surrounding relationships. What's up with the battle of the sexes? The battle of the sexes. I really want to know your opinion on this. Comment. What do you think are some of the main contributing factors to this battle of the exes, to where it seems like we all are playing the blame game with each other? It's all the woman's fault, or it's all the male's fault, when we both have experienced trauma. And I really do believe that a major source of the battle of the sexes is the unhealed trauma that we carry. The way that we were raised by our parents, the patterns and the behaviors that we saw, that we learned, and the feelings that we have surrounding them. If we have not healed ourselves in our trauma, we carry that into the relationship. So say, for instance, there are some men out there who maybe had a mama who was loose in the streets, had the reputation of being a neighborhood hoe. If that man has not healed from that and from the things that he saw and experienced in his childhood, what types of things do you think he's going to be thinking about women? Is this a man who even would consider marriage or a serious relationship? What about a woman who has daddy issues, or her father wasn't there? She doesn't know how to recognize love and affection and a positive relationship because her father wasn't there. She saw her mother taking care of everything, having to flip all the bills, being stressed, crying all the time. So we really have to think about the experiences that we went through younger, in our dating lives, in high school, whatever the case may be, and how it affects us today. A lot of us are bringing unhealed trauma in relationships and expecting someone else to fix it. And that's just not how it goes. No one else can fix your trauma. No one else can fix your pain but you. And I really think a lot of this battle and bickering, back and forth battle of the exes, of the sexes, is coming from, who is this? Shell, hello. She says, he or she, Shell, says both sides need therapy. They also need to listen, to understand, not respond. It goes nowhere. And you made a very important point. And I think people are feeling so hurt. People are feeling so invalidated by the disrespect, by the actions, by the cheating, by the betrayal that people have done to them, that they still want that pain to be recognized. And a lot of people are looking for that perfect partner, or that partner to fix the hole within them. So what's up, Shell? Thank you. Thank you for commenting. I feel you on that. Both sides need therapy. Just another question I'm throwing out there. Do you think that men are as willing to get therapy as women? What do you think? What do you think about that? Both sides have to be able to see that there is a problem and want to fix it. But where was I? Shell, thank you for that. The battle of the sexes. Next, I want to talk about a little bit about why women are having children later, not at all, not being married, and the stigma that this carries. In the United States, stats say that women are choosing to have children later in their 30s, like 32, 34, versus 50 years ago, where women would aim and want to have children by 22, 24. What's changed? And why is there such a stigma, I feel like, behind a woman who either chooses or is just not in a circumstantial place of being in a relationship? Why is it that something has to be wrong with a woman who may be older in age, she's childless, she's not married? And we all have a different story. We all have different circumstances, but I think it's skewed thinking just to think that something is wrong with a woman who might be older, not have kids, and not have found a husband. There may be reasons for that. Maybe she feels like the pickings are slim. Maybe she hasn't met a suitable candidate that's worth marrying, that's showing interest in marriage. Maybe there's a lot of men running out here trying to manipulate and chase younger women that are easy to manipulate and control. Not all men, but not just that. Let's not act like there's not a demographic of men out there who prey on younger women for whatever it is that they want, whether it is to waste their time, whether it's to get them in line because younger women are naive. But why are women choosing not to have children, choosing to stay single, and divorcing at a higher rate? 70% of women in the United States initiate the divorce. 70% of women. And I've heard a lot of different sides of this. I've heard sides from maybe red pill channels that say that women don't know what they want, women are irresponsible, women get in good relationships and they fumble, which I have seen that exists, right? We can acknowledge that that's true. You say, no, they'd rather blame the women, LOL. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. Yes, Shell. Yes, Shell. And bear with me for my slow delay. I'm getting used to this whole live dynamic, looking at the screen and trying to follow my little notes of what I've had to talk about tonight, and, trying to be entertaining, trying to be myself. So, Shell, are you a subscriber of the channel? Have you visited my channel before? I'm just curious. Have you visited my channel before, or is this your first time here? Either way, welcome and thank you for being here. But yeah, why do women divorce or initiate divorce at a higher rate than men? And I think depending on the sex, depending on your experience, depending on who you are, you're going to view it differently. So from my perspective as a woman who's been through the things in my life, I say that sometimes a lot of women are just tired of being disrespected and not reciprocated. Yes, sometimes women go through their little midlife crisis and they're indecisive and they just don't know what they want and they leave a good partner. I've seen that too, but it says a lot when women do not want to have children. And it's not like women don't want to have children. According to some of the research I've done, it's not that women don't want to have children. It's that women can't afford the children, or they're not finding the partner suitable to have children. Women want to have children and want to get married according to what the stats say. The pickings are just slim. The economy is hard. Finding someone who is trustworthy and who's on the same page as you are, all of these things are hard. And I'm a person, I'm a new subscriber. Welcome. I'm so grateful to have you. Welcome. I hope that you are enjoying everything so far. And comment some of the things that you would like to hear about in the future, some of the lives that you maybe want to discuss, some of the things that you may be having difficulty with. And what I do is I'm a self-revival and master spirit coach. I love empowering, uplifting women. That's what I'm going to do on my channel. And I specialize in coaching survivors of domestic abuse and sex trauma. Just so you know, that's my specialty. That's where my heart is. But yeah, that really says something about a society to where the nurturer, the gentle person, doesn't want to have children, doesn't feel safe to have children, doesn't feel like she will be taken care of financially, doesn't feel like she will be taken care of emotionally to be in a relationship. So, we can play the blame game and go back and forth, but men, you have a lot to do with this. And women, we have a lot to do with our own condition as well. All right, that leads me to my next question. Are there any eligible partners out there? Are there any good people left? Do you think that there are good people left in this world? Because you hear so many bad experiences, just like what's the newest thing that I just heard? What is is it the trophy wife or something like that, to where she married a rich guy and he supposedly touching her children, and things have come out to saying that it wasn't him and that it was actually her son. It's just a whole hot mess. But it's stuff like that when you have to think about that. You have to think about what it is that you're asking for, what it is that you want, and why. Are there any good people out there? Are there any providing men out there who want to provide without bribing, without controlling, without dangling that carrot over you? Because that's what I see of a lot of successful men. You could be a man that's on the millionaire status. I think sometimes the more money that you have, the worse it is, the worse your need for control and power, because you're used to having everything that you want. You're used to women throwing themselves at you. You're used to being able to have your pick of the litter. So when you're a man who has all of that, are you truly going to respect the woman? So that's the type of stuff that I'm thinking about. Are people out here wanting relationships? Are there any eligible partners out here, or are we simply looking for perfection? And I'm talking to men and women. And as a woman, I do think that there is a certain type of male who wants a perfect woman. You want her to look this way. You want her to, act like this, dress like this, have her hair like this, have her body like this. You want all the good looks about it. But are you willing to do the work that it takes to upkeep that woman, to make her happy, to relieve and help her life be less stressful, so that she can take care of herself, feel good, want to cook? A lot of men don't realize the pressure that you put on a woman without pouring back into the cup. See, depending on what you pour into a woman is what you're going to get back. And women, vice versa. And what I will say that's very important for women to learn to do is learn how to communicate effectively with men and know what they mean. Because as women, us being more emotional, sometimes it gets us in trouble, where men know how to compartmentalize. Okay, well, this shorty is for this shorty is for that. I'm not involved in this. That's how a man can sleep with and have sex with a woman that he doesn't care about, with a woman that he's not even physically attracted to, but he likes her body. Men are wired differently. So in order to find eligible partners, we have to be able to know what it looks like for a person who wants to be there for somebody. All right, I'm going to check on the chat right quick. There are good people out there, but they're home. Yes, I agree. I think that there are a lot of good people out there, Shell. Most are looking for perfection, but are unhealed themselves. That's what I'm talking about. You want me to look a certain way. I remember there was this one particular guy that I was talking to. I was just doing like this online course, and you know how men are. Oh, you sound like you look good. Just trying to make conversation and, trying to see what I look like and just trying to see where things could go. And in the initial conversation, You're already talking about, well, what you don't like and what you want the woman to look like and this and that. You haven't even seen me. You're placing all your judgment on me, but you haven't even seen me. And when I tell you what this man looked like with the beer belly and the oversized suits, and you want all this and that because you got a couple of dollars. Anyway, I got I got sidetracked, Shell. There are good people out there, and I think that a lot of people are so used to the doom and gloom, are so used to not having the positive relationships around you that you don't think that there are good people out there. And a lot of them are at home. Some of us do have to get out. Some of us are in everyday places, at the grocery store, getting gas, community events. Sometimes you have to get out there, but there are good people out there. There really are. It's always those. Yeah, right. It's always those, the ones with the beer bellies and you about bald headed and you done hit your wall, but you worried about me hitting my wall. I just can't. I just can't. Can we not see people for who they are, the beauty in them? Because when you really honor and cherish a person for who they are, it's like you build them up. You're only going to bring out that better version of them. They're going to want to work out. They're going to want to look good for you and themselves. They're going to want to do right and live by God and righteousness because they have someone and something positive pouring into them, not just negativity. So we have to know that when it comes to learning how to get what we want out of relationships, knowing how to recognize what it is that we want, and knowing how to compromise and give a little to get something. So where was I? Let's see what else I wanted to talk about. This is a question that I think is worthy of discussing. Has social media shaped relationships in the way we date? Has social media? I'm a little bit old school. I remember, coming up to where computers and cell phone wasn't popular, and so I came up late, so I'm just sort of old school with it. I'm pencil and paper type female, and this new social media stuff and having to like and follow your partner online and dealing with people and they googly eyes disrespecting your partner online and all of these red pill, pink pill relationship gurus that are out here pandering, telling you what you want to hear. Like, social media has just, in my opinion, taken over people's ability to think critically, to where you always going to somebody, you always going to a guru, you're always, you're gravitating towards that person who is feeding that trauma in you, that's telling you what you want to hear. Like this red pill and this pink pill content, it is so dangerous. It is so dangerous because I believe it's misleading people. And it's not leading people to think for themselves about what they want. It's gearing a bunch of followers, not leaders. And it's okay to have a community and get along and bond over your experiences. But when you just have this mentality of you putting someone above you, you're valuing their experiences and their input, and you don't even know how to trust yourself, like, that's what social media has done. Social media has people committing crimes and deleting people on live. That's what we are in life. That's what we are in society. You have an argument, and the first thing you want to do is pull out the phone and record them. Do you think that's the best outcome? If you're really trying to come to a solution in that problem, the best thing to do is to pull out that phone and make that person feel defensive automatically. Like, social media is really just taking away our people skills, our ability to communicate effectively with each other, and making our expectations just a little too crazy. Yes, unfortunately it has, Shell. I tried to tell my soon-to-be ex-husband this. Right. Well, I hope that divorce is speedy for you. I hope that you recover as far as your heartbreak. I hope that you gain your freedom. I hope that you gain peace of mind. And I hope that he just really leaves you alone unless you live your life. And I hope he has his best life as well. So I really hope that you gain what you're looking for at the end of all this. I know that can be tough for you, Shell. But yeah, social media is just it's just doing too much. It's just doing too much. It is taken away from our ability to like think with nuance. Everything is not either black or white. There's little gray and shaded areas. Like, calm down, people. Calm down. All right, the next question, and this is for my ladies, specifically for my ladies. Is money everything? Is money truly everything? And is money the only way that a man can provide? Security is nice. Okay, I like having bills paid. I like being paid for. I like being pampered. I love all of that. But once again, I know that, I at least want a man that's established, that ain't coming to mooch, that has his own car, has his own living situation going on, has his insurance plans in order, is responsible. That's what I want. You don't have to have it all. That's just my personal opinion. But is money everything? And can a man be a provider in other ways? Okay, so say he makes a couple of thousand less dollars than you a year. But he's side hustling and he's doing everything that he can and he's contributing to the household. And he knows how to do that manly work, that outside work, like trimming the bushes and 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 lining up the driveway, cutting the grass, washing the cars, doing all that type stuff, protecting you, watching out for your safety. Is money everything? Is money everything to you? Because that's why a lot of women are in these situations now, chasing the bag. Chasing the bag comes with the price. So know what it is that you're bargaining for. Money is great, but that character and integrity is everything. Thank you. I feel the same way. Like, money is nice. I want it, have a little bit. But we can work together. We can compromise as long as you're not coming to destroy and take from me, not coming to manipulate me. You're coming to add to me. You're giving what you can. Like, money is not everything, ladies. Money is not everything. And also, when it comes to that, a lot of people associate money with security. What does security mean to you as a woman? I'm a woman who wants security. And what security is for me is a man that's dependable, a man that I know that's going to be there, a man that is faithful, a man that has integrity, a man who loves and follows God. All of that is security. A man with vision, not someone just out here, skipping rocks and shooting shit. Somebody who has a plan and knows where they are going in life. That's what security is to me. The money will come. When you have the positive actions to follow, the money will come. And how do you think money affects a man? Men can be very egotistical, and I think it's human nature to be egotistical. Men and women, we show our ego in different ways, but I think when when a man's money ain't right, he's not right. Either he doesn't feel fulfilled. Either he's hateful or resentful. If you're doing better than him, like, you really have to know the maturity level of the man that you're dealing with, and just know that a man who doesn't have his finances in order, a man whose life is off track, he is not going to be a happy man. He is not going to feel in his power. He is not going to feel like he's able to lead and be his best at the time. And a lot of men aren't able to acknowledge that. And what they do with that is they take it out on the people that they deal with. All right. So I found this interesting, doing some little fact checks Why are marriage rates the lowest for Black Americans? And this is as of 2022. Marriage rates for Black Americans are the lowest, but the divorce rates are the highest. Wow. Wow. Your divorce rates are the highest, but yet you get married the least. And this is as of 2022. Why do you think that is? Is it trauma? Is it the improportionate broken homes that Black Americans have? Is it the improportionate poverty? Is it lack or access to education? Is it the over sexualization of our culture? When you look on TV, rarely do you see, you know, any other race other than us bouncing our behinds on TV, being over sexualized, being naked, being degraded and disrespectful. And as a whole, this happens in society. Society has just become ratchet. But I do believe that Black faces are often the face of things being represented in a ratchet way. What do you think that is? I would say trauma. No good examples of healthy relationships. Exactly, Shell. That's exactly what I think, or at least from my experience and the experience of a lot of peers. Growing up in single parent homes, um, people want to be married, but still in the streets, right? Still in the streets. So it's like, is it marriage that they want? Or is it the benefits? Is it the mooching? Is it what they can get off of people? Is it truly marriage? Why do people get married? That brings me to the question that I asked at the beginning of the live stream. What is marriage? What is marriage to you? What does it look like? And why is marriage important? And that leads to another point that I'm gonna make later on down the line. I may as well get to it now. What was it? Just knowing the type of person, just knowing the type of person that you with and what marriage means to them. I think a lot of the problem in dating, marriage, and relationships is that we go into it thinking that the other person values what we value, right? We think that they want the same things that we want. We think that they want commitment. We think that they want stability. But some of them might just want some hot meals and a roof over their head. Some of them just want to be able to dig in the cookie jar and do what it is that they want to do. Some just want to play house. Know what it is that you're looking for. Know what it is that your partner is looking for. We go into this blind, putting everything all in, hoping for the best. No, you have to communicate in the beginning. You have to be clear about what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking for, what a relationship looks like for you. All this happens in the dating phase, you know? When you're getting to know someone, when you're asking questions, and it doesn't have to be like an interrogation. You can learn a lot just by having a light-hearted, fun conversation with somebody. Free maid and help with the, you know what I'm saying? Free maid and help with the bills. That's part of what contributes to 70% of divorces being initiated by women in the United States. I'm telling you, women are tired of being treated like property, like slaves. And I'm not male bashing, but this is the experience of a lot of women. A lot of women have endured trauma from the men in their lives, from men that they loved, from men that they were married to, from men that they trusted. And fellas, I know you've gone through it too. I know you've gone through it too. I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective tonight, okay? Don't come for me. So I want to ask you this: when it comes to protecting yourself, how do you do so when you're dating, even in marriage? Because I think it's so important for women to learn that you should always be protecting yourself, your space, your emotions at all times. A lot of women get into a marriage or relationship and let their guard down. No, you keep watching that behavior. You keep paying attention. You keep being vigilant about your peace and make sure that this person is being on the up and up. I'm not saying, to be hyper vigilant, not to trust, not to be overboard or overbearing. But as a woman out here with our pretty little selves and our sweet, nurturing hearts, people want to use and manipulate us. How are we protecting ourselves in dating? Are you checking that man's criminal record? I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you about your criminal history, about your criminal report. I'm gonna ask you, and then I'm gonna look it up to see if you're telling me the truth. That's me. That's one of the things that I do to protect myself. Okay, I've gone through hella triumphs, hella pain, hella abuse in my life. I have to feel safe. But I'm gonna be honest with you. What you see is what you get. A lot of people are afraid to be transparent. So, what are some other ways that you are protecting yourself, even while you're in a marriage? Are you saving some extra money? You never know. If you're suspecting that your husband is cheating or that he has a double life or whatever it is that he's doing, do you have cash set aside for a rainy day? Do you have skills that you can depend on if you're a stay-at-home wife, if you're a stay-at-home mother, or if he pays most of the bills? Do you have a skill to depend on if things go left? Never stop investing. Never stop building in yourself when you are in a relationship, when you are in a marriage. Because the divorce rates say today that the marriage is not going to last. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. When I marry, I want it to be till death do us part, for better or for worse, when I marry. But I'm just being real on what the stats say. First marriages end up in divorce 50%. Then people who get married a second time, divorces end at a rate of 60%. People who are married for a third time, that marriage ends at a rate of 77%. So how are you protecting yourself? How are you making sure that your intuition is still on track? You're not just all on cloud nine and in love that you can't see what's going on. Keep them eyes open. Pay attention at all times. And just know there are so many stories out here of people who have, just changed all of a sudden. For 4 or 5 years, this husband was a particular way. And then that 6th year, that 7th year, whatever, something happened. He lost his job. He snapped, started treating the wife differently, started beating the wife. There are so many instances to where people change and you don't have what you think you have. So make sure that you are protecting your heart. Make sure that you are protecting your assets, your credit. You can't get lost in your relationship. Have healthy boundaries. Have just in case money. That's right. That's right. You always have to have a little bit of extra money. And just know that you do have to have healthy boundaries so you don't get lost in the people pleasing. And to where you're giving everything and he's benefiting and you're not receiving. And I would really love to hear from anyone who is in a healthy relationship, a healthy marriage. But a lot of people are wanting to be married, don't have what it takes, wants to be married for the wrong reasons. And then there are a lot of people who are married who are just going through it, who are unhappy, who didn't properly get to know each other before saying I do. You just did it because you were swept up in the emotion or you were love bombed, whatever the case may be. People change. People change. So, this is the last question that I want to ask. And I feel like I know what a lot of women think about this, but do men really want commitment? Do you think that men want commitment? Do they want commitments? Do they want Molly made and good food and booty when they want? Do they want to be able to do what it is that they want to do? Do they want to cherish? Do they want to build? Do men even want commitment? And fellas, where you at? Men, do you want commitment? I know that there are some brothers that do, but nowadays, as society is mass producing idiots, followers, and morons, people are beginning to value things of the flesh. People don't value things in a person that make you special, that make you unique, that contributes to a lasting relationship. A lot of times it's superficial. Do men truly want commitment? And women, your part in asking yourself, you should be asking yourself this question when you're dealing with a man, when you're dating a man. Does this man want commitment? Did he come to stay or did he come to play? Because he's going to let you know. He's going to tell you. Shell, they want you to commit. They want you to commit to them, but vice versa. It's unclear. Exactly. That's the type of man that you want to stay away from. That's a man who is not serious. A man who wants to commit to you. Men are territorial. A man is going to want people to know what's his. If he got a new hot ride and that thing looking nice, he going to want to be seen in it. He going to want people to know that that's his whip. If he making money, if he's successful, he's going to want people to know that. If he has a beautiful woman that he loves and is proud of, he's going to want to commit to her and take her off the market. A man that's unclear, a man who wants you to commit to him, wants the cookies for himself, wants you to be wrapped up in him while he's free doing whatever. He wants to be able to play games. He wants to be able to throw you on a shelf and comes back when he's ready. That's exactly what he wants. So when it comes to this, we have to be so intentional about looking for what it is that we want. Is the man that we're dealing with, if we want marriage, if we want commitment, is this even a man who is capable of offering that? Because some men, it's obvious. It is obvious that they are not capable of commitment. It's obviously obvious that they want to be treated like the king, but don't know how to lead. Want the title, but don't have the characteristics. So, ladies, it's on us to be able to discern that. What the characteristics of a good man look like. Be able to recognize his positive behaviors, the positive behaviors of a leader. So I hope you enjoyed the live for tonight. I hope it really got you thinking about marriage in a different way and not to just want to jump on board with something because it's on trend, because it's the thing to do, or because you want a beautiful, immaculate wedding, or you're trying to bag a baller. Like, you really have to be intentional about the things that you want. And just know that when you out here playing stupid games, you get a stupid prize. If you're out here dealing with integrity, being real, being honest with people, you will receive that. Don't pay attention to people out here who are so traumatized and hurt by life that they don't see any good, any positive. There are good people out there. There is love out there for everyone, I do believe, regardless of what stats say. You're going to attract what you're ready for. If you're ready for something healthy, positive, you're working on yourself, you're being that's what you're going to attract. Because you're not going to settle for anything less. So raise your standards. Be intentional about what it is that you're looking for, about what it is that you want. Know what marriage is for you, and be able to effectively communicate with the person that you're dealing with. Do you feel comfortable being honest? Do you feel comfortable establishing your boundaries? And when a boundary is broken, moving on. calling it out then and there, not just letting it ride and them keep getting away with different things. So I think until people get to the bottom of their trauma, of the things that they experience in their life, no, dating and marriage, it'll never be worth it. Because you can't see the value of what you can build with another person when you can't even see the value of what you bring, the value in yourself. So thank you for joining this live. I'm going to close here. Shell, thank you for participating. I hope to see you soon, fam. My name is Latasha. This is Clara's Revival. I am your certified self-revival and master spirit coach. You can check out my website, see what services I offer, clarasrevival.com. Also, if you would like one-on-one coaching, you can email me, mycoach@clarasrevival.com. I also accept love donations. If I have blessed you, you are more than welcome to bless me via Cash App, hashtag LoveClara360. I want you all to take care of yourself, be blessed. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.